Hi, this is NICKHELLOHEY. How are you doing, you tiny T-Rex? Welcome to my 11th VEDA video. Today I'd like to recount a childhood memory. I was 8 years old and it was a hot summer's day. My stepdad had recently started to rebuild a car in our garden. We didn't really have a driveway and our garden was quite small, so I ended up spending most of my time playing in the car. On the day in question, my stepdad asked me if I wanted to go along to the scrapyard. I said yes because I'd never been to a scrapyard before and I was all intrigued. Also, it was a day out, just me and him, and that was kind of a rare occurrence. It was crazy and I was so excited. When we turned up to the scrapyard, we were greeted by quite a rotund tattooed gentleman. He was bald and a little bit of his belly hung just below his t-shirt that was covered in oil. He was the kind of guy that looked proud of his belly. The grown-ups started talking, I wasn't listening. My attention was firmly fixed on what seemed like a mountain of just random stuff. After trying to run off a few times, my stepdad let go of my shoulder and I ran towards the mountain. He followed behind at a grown-up's pace. After watching me for a couple of seconds, he nodded to himself, happy that I'd be responsible enough to look after myself. He then set off to find the car parts that he wanted. After around 20 minutes, I stumbled across something amazing. It was a military crossbow. At first I was a little worried, but after checking I noticed that it was broken and it didn't even have a string. So it was pretty harmless. My stepdad saw me playing with it. At first he was a little concerned, but then like me he noticed that it was broken, so it was relatively harmless. For the rest of the hour that we were there, I ran around pretending to shoot pretty much everything. When we were just about to leave, the tattooed guy came up to us and actually said that I could keep it. I clutched the crossbow to my chest and that's where it stayed for the journey home. That afternoon I was really excited to show all of my friends. They were astounded that it looked so real. And after a while we decided to play army men. The sun was setting. I was laying prone on the small green at the end of my road. One of my friends was hiding behind a car, but I could still make out the top of his head. Taking my time to line up the perfect headshot, I took a deep breath, ready to make the noise. Nino, Nino, Nino! 4 police cars turn up. Around 12 police officers rushed their way out of the cars. They formed a semicircle around me and told me to put the weapon on the ground. So I did. They proceeded to question me. Where did I get it from? Do I know it's dangerous? Yada yada yada. They then marched me back to my house. After a brief discussion with my mum, they left, taking my crossbow with them. So that's the story of how for around 5 hours I owned a badass crossbow. I was so gutted when the policeman walked away that day. So that's it for VEDA day number 11 and I'll see you tomorrow for super fun times.